Alright, we've got a few more chapters of Bakemonogatari, which surprises me because I thought the scanlations had caught up to the releases now. But as is the fashion of this scanlation group, which is just absolutely nuts, and I will never get over how quickly they went through like 3 volumes back in the day. They've released 3 chapters in the last week, which is bananas. So let's dive in. We've got another color spread here of our beloved Sengoku-san, whom we have the Nendroid of right here. So cute. Thanks again to Waterflame. What a wonderful gift. um, yeah, I like this combination of like the flowers and the apples and the snake. It has like a very kind of biblical vibe, and just the sheer contrast of the snake, who's so bold and white compared to everything else that's kind of like muted and faded. All right, so she's amidst the ritual now. They're trying to expel the serpent that has constrained her, the rope snake. Not rope snake that watches my videos, which is named after rope snake from Mother 3, but a different type of rope snake, a much unkinder one. Yeesh, this is pretty intense. Sengoku in a lot of pain. The binding marks everywhere. She's freaking out, of course. She can't stand to see her in such pain. It looks like Araragi is like really unsure what to do. He's pretty shocked too, but like he knows that he shouldn't interfere, that he just has to watch. She'll be fine, is his resolve. I don't know. Ooh. And it seems like it's starting to fade away. These bindings are becoming more and more tattered. Some pure kind of light energy is spilling out of them. And now the marks are fading away too. The scale marks are vanishing. Okay, seems good. This seems good. I was gonna tell me this whole thing could take an entire night, but it hasn't even been 10 minutes. What is with this Joker card? This seems very strange to me. Sitting next to her because I was told to expect the unexpected, and to be honest, I feel kind of let down. Proceeding without a hitch. Hey, things seem good. I don't know. Do things still seem good? Should we feel complacent with this? Should we feel safe? I don't know. It's good. Yeah. Even though I say that, I can't exactly say this whole thing is over, though. At the very least, her personal relationship with that friend is impossible to repair. Okay, so this is very interesting. This is something that I've always really liked about the Monogatari series, is that there's always this blending of social problems and supernatural problems, right? That social problems emerge and then sometimes lead to these supernatural crises, and then the supernatural crises is resolved, but that doesn't in turn resolve the social situation that led to it, right? In some points, the social situation has been made much worse because of the supernatural crisis happening. And usually this is kind of something that's dealt with in the aftermath of the arc and kind of bleeds into what motivates the next arc, which I think is really cool. But here they're kind of doing this discussion like now, like before the situation is even resolved, which I think is a real. I mean, I kind of remember what happens here from reading the light novel and watching the anime. They're literally not out of the woods yet. I feel like this kind of discussion is premature. Probably for. It's probably. I think they forgot the word impossible. Probably impossible for even Sengoku-chan to forgive that person after something like this happened. If she does, that forgiveness might end up becoming even worse. That's an interesting idea. And sometimes by forgiving someone and thus sort of internalizing the guilt of the situation, the responsibility for the situation, you end up actually burdening yourself a lot more, and it ends up being worse for your mental health. It's a big topic, I'm sure. Why? A saint like that gets hated. even more than someone despicable. The people around her feel inferior. Yeah. It's like you said, the person holding back is actually the weird one. When you want to get mad, it's better to get mad. Interesting. Very interesting. And then a nice shot of a Shisha, a guardian statue line. Neat. You really do save one girl after another. You're part vampire too. You're just like an anti-hero in an anime and manga. Uh-huh. You don't say. This is an extremely cool shot though. I guess this is supposed to be the full-on light novel version of Araragi. Standing around these diced up snake components. Crazy. Once you find out, there's nothing you can do. You can't pretend to not notice, and you can't pretend to not know. So Araragi-kun. Maybe utter to forget about everything, about abnormalities, about Shinobu-chan, everything. Ooh, this is some major foreshadowing here. Oshino talking about, in the event that for whatever reason he disappears, you're going to have to look after Shinobu-chan all on your own. This is an interesting idea. This is like a kind of a deciding point that Araragi has faced a couple times throughout the series. Can he just forget all of this happened and try to move on living a normal life? Can he just close the door that he opened way back when he followed the sound of a woman crying down those steps and met a vampire on that fateful golden week? And I mean, clearly he can't. Just in his character, he can't. And then the very idea is that once you open that door, you can't close it. Interesting. Okay. Say something nasty. So deep your relationship is. It doesn't suddenly disappear when you don't greet her. What's your career after you graduate? You might as well give it a thought, right? So here he's like, you got to keep in mind that you have to maintain your symbiotic relationship with this vampire. So whatever plans you have post-graduation have to involve that, which is a little scary. But then I think he's also implying here that Araragi might actually want to go into some sort of career dealing with the supernatural, just like Oshino has, although you'd hesitate to call it a career. He's just like a bum that milks high school students out of cash to solve their crabs and stuff. If you ever feel like it, if you abandon Shinobu-chan and forget about it, you can go back to being a perfect human. Ah, okay, interesting. I didn't know how that mechanic worked. As for me, I just want you to not to forget that. Even someone like me who isn't an abnormality specialist, if I recklessly reach for a place my hands cannot reach, that would just be pure irresponsibility. Ah, look at this shot. Oh, this paneling. So we see a wonderful depiction in multiple dimensions of the gap between Araragi and Shinobu. Shinobu is barely illustrated at all. It's just her helmet. We've seen like so little of her in the manga so far, which is kind of exciting. It means that hopefully, eventually, when we get into the Nisei arcs, things are just going to explode with Shinobu action in a way that I'm sure Oh Great is very looking forward to. But yeah, look at how this is depicted. That even his shadow doesn't reach anywhere near the darkness or the depth of Shinobu's shadow. But I just can't stop. Shinobu and I don't mingle together at all, but we cannot separate from each other either. This is a cool depiction. Their own subway tunnels. Okay. So this is really good. As I thought, they were baiting us with what's typically the after arc wrap up, where they talk about the future for the girl at hand, and then Araragi kind of reflects on his general situation and what lessons he learned. That's usually what happens right at the end of the arc. But shouting out in the middle, Kanbaru, snapping him back out of flashback and kind of metaphor imagining, suddenly forced to confront the reality of this situation at hand. Where, oh my god, oh, this is horrifying. Oh my god, the indentations are drawn so grotesquely. This is like a page out of a Shintaro Kago manga. Holy, I wasn't ready for this. And then, oh my god, this panel on the left is even more horrifying. The way her eyes are bulging out. It has almost like the kind of like a classical, like almost woodblock-esque feeling to it, I think. The look on her face. On Did I just call her Shinobu? No, I didn't. What? Why can't I think of her actual name? Sengoku. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is a crazy ass page. Oh man, look at the one right above her ankle. It's so thin. She's being bound so tightly. Oh man. All of the cords being frayed and snapped. This huge whirlwind of snake-like energy twisting through everything. Her body contorted. Oh god. The liquid pouring out of her mouth. Oh, this is so horrific. And the sound effects all over the place. Guru, 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 guru. Jesus. Oh my god. And Araragi quickly thinks of a metaphor here. When you spin the top, you twine the string. So he's thinking that all of their efforts so far have really just been binding her further, I guess. Exorcism messed up and it rampaged. It's not a violent ritual. It shouldn't be that strong. Parting with the name of a melody. Plea and a negotiation that shouldn't be happening. Don't know why. Why does it say shut? It's supposed to be shit? I don't know. Realistically speaking, just a while ago, half of the ritual was going well. Half. Half of it disappeared, but half of it didn't disappear. The talisman Oshino gave me did work. Parts of the snake went away. The talisman only works once, if that's the case. As per usual, I'm a total moron. Okay, so what exactly is happening? Enough hints. No, if only I saw this in the beginning, I would have realized without a second thought. The Jagiri Nawa isn't one snake. There are two snakes. Two snakes! Okay, alright. Two snakes. One dispelled by the charm. One, I think we're gonna have to wrestle. Yeesh. What a horrifying chapter. That was so well done. That was so well done. Let's see the breakdown again. Starting on like page 7, we get into this more discussion type space, right? They're convinced the arc is over. So naive. They get into this big discussion. There's lots of kind of metaphors. It connects back to Shinobu. And then right here, okay, on page 13, this feels like it's the start of like some extended analogy, right? This feels like it's the start of Araragi taking some time to reflect on their relationship before maybe coming to some conclusion, and then we cut back to Sengoku, and it's like, it looks like it's finally over. Whew, she's fine, let's get her home. That's kind of the way the rest of this chapter looks like it could break down, just looking at the page count and stuff. And then, no! You get this horrific shot of Kanbaru screaming at him. So this next page is a spread. So the one thing that I guess actually I have an advantage in reading online is that I see this as a complete page, and then I see this as a complete page. But if I was reading it in a book, I would see this page and this page at the same time. So that's kind of whatever. And then after that, this horrific spread. So it's like you have just a second to recalibrate like what you think is going on. If you're the type of person that somehow this is the first way you're experiencing the story and you naively thought that they were in the clear, you know something bad is happening and you're like trying to quickly like process this and imagine what's actually going on, and then it's just like so much worse. It's just so much worse than you possibly could imagine. It's so much more brutal and horrifying. I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed, but I'm so scared. All right. Well, let's just move on to the next chapter. As I said, they've released 3 in the past week, which is so cool. So we have 2 more to read. Let's get to it. Bye-bye for now.